I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up? What up? What is up with everybody out there in Sports Money Nation? Here we go. It's Pregaming, Monday through Friday. You can find us here doing it 5 days a week at 6 p.m. The only spot to come to get all that last-minute information. We're talking about injury reports, lineup analysis, cash flow movements, how the books are reacting, what direction the wind's blowing, and if the guys had cereal or a hot breakfast in the morning. We put it all together, shake it up, spill it out of the table, and try to come up with a bunch of winners on a regular basis. We had a pretty good night last night. Pretty good night. Rolling into Thursday. Thursday is the bridge to the weekend. Tomorrow's Friday, and then we're there. We made it. Got one more day to go, but tonight's going to be a tough one. A tough night because we only have a few games on slate. We'll touch them all. We'll have some action in all of them, because why wouldn't we? But Carolina and Washington facing elimination are those Capitals at home tonight. We'll talk about that game. We'll talk about Dallas and the Jets, because also at home facing elimination are the Winnipeg Jets. We'll go to the Diamond. We'll talk about Houston and Texas, the big matchup between Brown and DeGrom. We'll go to Oakland and the Dodgers for a beatdown. And then we'll talk about this big game. Again, another home team facing elimination. Eliminatio, OKC and Denver, to make our card complete. It's never complete without recapping how we did the previous day. And we did quite well, as a matter of fact. Quite well indeed. Where do we start? We got fucking hooked in Golden State. That's where we'll start. I think I gave you guys 11 here, but the number I got was 10.5. So there were 11s. I locked it in too early. Whatever. I took the L. I gave you guys a push. I took the L. It is what it is. We'll be honest. Honesty is our friend here. What else happened here? The Toronto Maple Leafs got blasted. Now, remember, after game one, your boy gave you a plus 105, Florida Panthers to win the series. I also said that they was going to be over minus 200 when they go back home. And it was. And I hope Toronto finds a way to make this thing interesting. I'm invested. I've got my Toronto future. That's the only one I'm sitting on here. Let's see. What else happened in the world of sports yesterday? The Boston Celtics is what happened out there. 59-59 first half, did not get there, minus 3.5. Now they won the game and they covered. It's all about strategy. We talk about this industry. There are a bunch of scrubs. They're fine giving you minus 180s. They're fine just telling you, without capping or cracking the card. They're just playing something because they've been playing it all along. Whatever the case may be. I told you my observation is teams that are down in that first quarter tend to come back in that third quarter. Seems to be, as we fine-tune it, the favorites particularly, and that's what happened. So there was a big bet put out there by your boy here in that third quarter. I told you what I was going to do. Now, I can't make you do it, but it cashed. And it cashed easy. It was no sweat bet and then some. Let's see, as far as the Diamond is concerned, the under cash for us. Mets Pirates. I was surprised to see the Mets get blanked. Now, what happens after a team gets shut out? Circle the Mets for tomorrow. The under 9 cashed in the White Sox Cincinnati Reds game. No problemo. The big conversation. The Washington Nationals come back to win the game 5-4 at a plus 150. Bang. We were on them. The Miami Marlins take down the Chicago Cubs 3-1, the most profitable team over a 3-year sample in game 3 of a 3-game series on the road. It's kind of a lot. Not really. Not when you think about it. Miami on the road in the 3rd game of a 3-game series trying to avoid the sweep came through in cash for us at plus 190s on some books, 188s. At the start of the show, I told you guys to take Nashville, a little MLS action. Nashville wins that game 2-1 with a late goal, I think it was the last 10 minutes of the game, to win that game 2-1. The fun stuff, though. The fun stuff. The rollover. I don't know if you saw me chirping our friend Razor Sharp Picks. His Vegas first period over came to a crashing halt. As did my hopes and dreams of smashing over a monster play on the Vegas Golden Knights. 0-0 every time the period was over. I just kept betting again. God, that hurt. 1-0 overtime loss. But I did roll out there. Put it on Twitter. I rolled over every quarter. First quarter over, 49.5. Then I rolled over to the second quarter over, 49.5. The third quarter over was 53.5. And I don't remember what the fourth quarter over was. Maybe it was 54.5. I don't remember. They all cashed. Rollover completed. Check. That's the way you do it. And I think we may have that opportunity again tonight with the OKC Denver game. I think some of my metrics lined up and told me that's what's up. So that's what's up. Not all that's up, though, because we did start the day off with some enhanced member plays out there. You know, guys know the deal. I love all you guys. Appreciate you guys being members. I see Kelly V's a member. What up, Kelly V? Welcome to the club. Number 1 commenter. Nobody will catch this girl on the YouTube comments. That's a fact. She's over 2-1, the closest person to her. So we do appreciate that, but she's a member. And members today, the enhanced members got a 2-1 day. Baltimore, I thought they would get that Minnesota spot. I thought it was a bad looking line for Minnesota. Why is a team that's on a 10-game win streak a dog? Because it's the Twins. They win in bunches, they lose in bunches. Well, they won, so we lost. And Baltimore got shut out. So what does that mean? We circle Baltimore. See how this works? Sharing with you guys some feedback around some plays that we're going to look at tomorrow. Doesn't mean we're going to blindly fire on them, but we're going to strongly look at them because we got 2 teams with shutout situations that I just mentioned. However, we did cash again on the Reds and White Sox under. Under 9.5, got in there for 7-1 final. Cashed it. And the big casher was giving out the Tampa Bay spot. I gave you guys Tampa Bay plus 145. And they smacked them wire to wire. Was it 2-0, 3-0 in the first inning? And they never looked back. 8-3 final, plus 145. Good money. We're up to start the day. We finished the day up. Fucking huge. It's Vegas fucked me, though. Pardon my French here, but that's how bad it was. Straight up fucking. Felt like I was covered in baby oil and going to Diddy's house. But that being said, I don't even know if I have to say a legend, do I? Anyhow, we got a day today. We got a spot in front of us. And this feels good to be up. Feels good to be up is what I will say about that. And speaking of action and content, we got all kinds of things popping off. We got PGA Championship is underway. If you guys have not seen the video, and just because it started doesn't mean it's over. We have top 5, top 10, top 20. Now, first round leaders are over. Can't get that one anymore. First round's done. But top 5, top 10, top 20, and outright plays are still out there. There's got to be at least 12 plays to consider. Players to look at, players for matchups. You know, if we talked about some of these guys that fit the criteria for the golf courses, the 2 big factors in the PGA were driving distance and the 175-yard iron shot in. And I gave you guys a full breakdown of players that met that criteria. So plenty to look at there. The UFC video came out last night. Thank you guys all for getting out there commenting early. That's fun. And it helps. I mean, look, we got some of the best views early on the video that we've had. I get the progress reports, and it's definitely, there's no question to me, it's the comments that you guys make that keeps that thing in circulation. YouTube looks at it and goes, hey, here's a video that some people must be enjoying. They're commenting. And then they promote it and they help us grow the organization as a whole. We've got the UFC playbook. I'm going to send it out tonight because there are quite a few plays. I've got a parlay out there already that's 7-1. Yeah, it's largely favorites, but there's a strategy behind it that you'll see in the playbook. And Dan's rugby video will be coming out tonight. Dan and Smythe taken to, what is it? The pitch? Field? I don't know what you call a rugby field, but they're taking to it. And their first game will start overnight tomorrow night, not tonight, tomorrow night. So you got a day to check that out as well. So lots of things going on, lots and lots of action out there. Of course, the VB Ramon Scott and your boy here, Pimp Slap POD, on the VB Ramon Scott Show. There's a UFC play for you guys to get involved with. And then, of course, the live stream on Saturday for the UFC. We will be popping off the last one before the Memorial holiday, before the holiday break. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited for this card here. I looked at it a couple of times. I trepidation when it comes to these Apex cards, but that's where we always kick ass and take some names. So I think we're starting to really get our UFC chops underneath us because it has been, just crush the main cards. Just crush them. Just beat them up. Beat them like a fucking drum. I'm fired up, you guys. I'm feeling good. I made some money. I made a fucking huge cash out last night. Again. I said this before. You know what's funny? I'll say this too, because my guy Ramon sent me this earlier today. I talked to you guys about, do you increase your units? We had this conversation the other day on the live show, right? I'm not a proponent of that. Keep it the same, be consistent, and flat bet. Not this chase bullshit. Today it's a 3% play, and then you lose, and so tomorrow it's a 5% play, and then you lose that one, and you got a 10% fucking whale lock of the century, and then you can't find plays the next day because there's no sense to push the car. That's bullshit. We don't cap like that. But we try to give you guys honest integrity here and honest information. And you know what they were saying here? Specific to the WNBA, a low liquidity market. So if you're betting more than $100, you're going to get limited in 2 seconds if you win. Better to save your accounts for next season in that event. Sprinkle it around. How often do we say that? Remember those dumb bozos that used to say, oh, if you're not limited, what are you doing? You're not doing it right. No, stupid. You did it wrong. You got limited. And now you have reduced options out there. What are you going to do when you can't go out and make 5 cash outs in a week and pick up a fucking comma plus? A 5-digit week here. Your boy's working on out there. I don't want to jinx myself because I haven't seen the limits come in yet, but I believe in that firmly. Keep your bet size consistent. Don't chase. Even though I say that with Vegas last night because I was stupid and I pay the price for it. I'll own it. It's still been a phenomenal week. I just gave away a lot of money. And so that concludes. I don't know what that concludes. It concludes something. Go out there and get a silver or gold membership if you guys could. We are viewer supported. And you guys are, again, doing a terrific job. That's what it comes down to is our community. I was talking with MMA Jeff last night. He said, you know what's nice about our community? There's very few shitheads in our community. And we laughed and said, ready, fire, aim. Someone's going to mouth off. I found somebody mouthing off. I think it's Mental Health Man from a previous time. And he's gone. You're out, dude. You're not here to make money. I don't know what you're here to do, but it's not to disrupt what we're here to do. We're making that cash. And so we're very excited about what's happening here with this community. We got some shows in the works, planning more. You guys know the deal. It's never enough. We always want to try to find more content that can make more money for us out there. So keep the post-show comments going. In-show, thumbs up. Post-show comments. And if you haven't already, take a second. Consider it. For $5, you can become a silver member. And I release extra plays out there. We're 2-1 today. We're up almost 1.5 units today. On a 2-1 day, we're up almost 1.5 units. Those are facts. Happy to do that for you guys. It was the request of our community that said, hey, when you're not doing shows, do you mind? Would you give me some feedback on this play, on that play, on the other play? And I'll tip you. Nobody ever tips. So we thought, hey, here's just an industry bottom. Because we're all about the volume. We want all you guys to get involved in this stuff here. Cost share, load share. Not going to try to smack you for $50 today and then $50 tomorrow. just $5 for a month. And we're well up over that number. So if you haven't done so already, think about the upgrade. We do appreciate that. If you enjoy the content, if you want to further support us, if you don't even care about the place, consider coming off an extra 16 cents a day. But we're in show. We're getting started. We don't have a ton of games. We're going to try to get payday going here, and it comes down to the thumbs up button. We're in show. Thumbs up in show. Post show comments. You know the deal. Contest. I think we're going to make that 50 comment mark. We're pretty damn close. A lot of you guys have been commenting galore. I love it. And we get to 50 comments. We will give away some early summer line from the Sports Money swag. Some things that we've been in design for, and be the first to get some summertime swag. This Saturday, we're going to give it out on the live stream. We'll go back to a little duck race action. We haven't had that in a minute. So in-show thumbs up, post-show comments. Let's get to the business of the business. Take a second to smash that thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Hydrating. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. Seriously, fired up, ready to go, getting ready for a big weekend. Getting ready for the big holiday weekend. I wonder what your guys' plans are. I will be out of country. Little getaway over the long weekend next weekend. But there's so much time between then and now. Now's the time, though, to get that pen and paper out because we are going to roll through the chat. This is my favorite part of the show. I love to see what you guys are on, more so than the plays that I'm on. I already know what I'm on. I'll share with you what I'm on, but I want to see what you're on. So let's go get that pen and paper out. The best damn chatters in the business assemble here. They're going to share their best bets with you. I'm going to read them aloud. Put your best bets in the chat, and let's get to work with our guy Jover, popping off the top of the show here. He's giving us the Athletics Dodgers over 10. I rather like that play, Jover. I rather like it. I look forward to talking about that game. Shout out to Joe Dub. Says, there we go. Thanks for last night's baseball and this afternoon's baseball winners. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for being an enhanced member. There's Redbeard. Jays are on the shit list. Redbeard. Cashed. Joe Dog's in the house. What up, Joe Dog? Stop Geo, Kelly V, Nicholas Handy's ready to roll. Peter Gracia's here. You know that means we can keep this thing rolling. Look at Kelly V. Comes in with the word on the street. She says it's Ohtani bobblehead night. Ohtani bobblehead night, huh? I'll have to look and see what some of these Ohtani price tags look like. Man, minus 215. Osvaldo Bido. There's a name that doesn't scare anybody. Yeah, the books priced it like it's Ohtani bobblehead night, and he's playing Bido. Minus 110 for an RBI sucks. But how about his home run? Neighbors firing up the hog. Plus 140. I mean, this is an RBI number for Ohtani. You got to take 2+. I got some props in that game, too, so we'll talk about those. Thank you, Kelly V, for sharing. Ted B's in the house. What's up, Mike? The third quarter trend for both NBA was a wash. Celtics covered. Golden State didn't. I did lie bet Golden State plus 11.5. The hook saved me. Yeah, I think it's got to be. This is where I said we fine-tuned it, right? I think it's got to be the favorite. I think if the favorite doesn't cover in the first half, they smack the third quarter. We'll keep our eyes on it tonight. Shout out to Old E. Shout out to Keith, our guy. Each every stride says Jamal Murray, 26+ points, assist combo at minus 110. He's been on fire. He's been firing. He hasn't been firing here, but he's got action over at PetStamp. Tone Abs in the house. What up, Tone? Says thanks, Locksmith. Won again with your picks. Moneyline MLB and over-unders. What can I do to support? My friend, you can become a member down at the bottom. You'll see next to the comment section there a little $sign. And if you see that $sign, you give it a click. Get out there, become a silver member, become a gold member. Do what you want to do, but become a member. If you haven't done so already, we appreciate that. That's the best thing you can do to help support us. Donos are obviously greatly appreciated. Appreciate you, man. I'm just glad you guys are making money. That's what we're here to do. Kelly V says, I will continue to post, repost. Love to support the channel. Thank you, KV. Peter Gracia said, good calls. Yeah, hey, we got him. Trevor 85. I think he's laughing at my comment about my man. I'll tell I told you I got this mic problem with this cord. I'm gonna get a new mic, I think. I can't be the only one that saw some of those pictures and thought there's a lot of dudes there, brah. Am I? Am I? I'm cool. I got friends that are all over the place. Just thought there was a lot of dudes there. I don't know. I mean, I saw it with my own two eyes. I know that. Derek P says, I did a fun parlay. Hopefully I don't get myself in trouble. Astros plus a half and under 4.5 first 5. And over 8.5 in the Dodgers game plus 254. That's a nice looking parlay. Appreciate you sharing, Derek. Shout out to Bobby Matt. Phil the Kill says, I feel lucky to have taken the Braves first 5 full game parlay at an unimpressive minus 105 on the tiny. It's baseball slate sucked today. Trevor 85 says, talking about solutions to climate change in chat gets the algorithm swarming. Oh, well, there we go. Why doesn't everybody take a second today in the comments and give us some thoughts on climate change? Silent Rob, I don't think so. We went on Tuesday. It's a small slate tonight. I don't think so. I think we're going to focus in on getting this UFC stuff nailed down for the weekend, I think. Stay tuned. Kelly V says, if you like something a lot, be more, bet more when you get good one. Got to get more from those plays, but understand for record purposes, all the same. Yeah. I don't know. I just believe in flat betting. I thought I liked the Vegas spot a lot. Crushed me last night. Because it's a difference of opinion, I guess. Some of the traditional old heads are out there that think. I don't mean it from your regard. I just mean that some of the older cappers out there, the guys that have been doing it for a long time, right? They believe in that. This is a 4% player. That's a 5% play, and my experience, anytime I step it up because I think it's a good looking play, just is a loss. Like I see the public look and I take the L on it is what happens to me in my experience. And then you get those 11-0 days and you're fired. But if you parlay some shit together, then you fire. Like Tuesday's live stream. It was an 18-1 parlay stuffed in there and a couple 9-1s as well. I don't know. I guess just to teach his own. Yeah, Joe Dog, it does say $10 for silver. I say $5 more because a lot of people have been gifted bronze memberships. We get like over 100 bronze memberships gifted. And I appreciate that from all you guys that are helping build the community. That the $5 bronze level's kind of already out there. Make sure you turn on, if you guys haven't gotten a gifted membership, make sure you do turn on in your settings, in YouTube settings, the ability to receive gifted memberships. You have to have that turned on. So if you're sitting there going, man, I never win, I never get a gifted membership. Make sure in your settings, I'm not a Google help desk here, YouTube help desk. Hit their search engine though, hit their search desk there and type in, how do you turn on gifted membership or turn on memberships, ability to receive memberships, turn on receive memberships. That should get you there. Sent to Paul Romero in the house, becoming a member. Let's go, Paul. Chris Manriquez is here, says, hit the like button. Joe T says, thanks, Paul. Textiles is up in this piece. Let's go. Redbeard says, Joker triple double plus 165. Matt Complex says, miss you, man. I'm sorry you aren't on Pub Sports anymore. Oh, man, thanks, dude. Yeah, they did me dirty, but we are here. We're doing our thing. It is what it is. It's all good, brother. It's no worries. You found me. And we're still making winning plays on a daily basis. Textiles is putting on SGP or 3 together tonight. J Main, Butler over 1.5. Hits, runs, and RBIs. Trevor likes the thumbs up jingle. Dort under 8.5 points, 15 road points in these playoffs. KV under 6, including overtime in both NHL games. Washington minus 143. Sprinkle in regulation plus 225. Jets minus 130. Jets counter points. All right, let's get to it. Blake M. Dude, I was going to talk about the schedule at a little bit there. The NHL schedule or NFL schedule. Eagles got the hardest schedule. Bills got the easiest schedule. The Dallas Cowboys play the most Thursday night games in the NFL history. The Eagles don't have back-to-back home games. I think I saw all season. The Titans had probably the best schedule release video. The Jaguars stink and will stink again this year. They only have one primetime game. And the Indianapolis Colts were scared. They should have left that video out there. That's my breakdown of the NFL schedule release. Right there. 30 seconds on the schedule release. Nuke the House Matt says -110 for Ohtani is highway robbery for a leadoff hitter with 22 RBIs. Keep up the great work, Sports Money. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. Thank you, brother. Thank you for dropping a jingle for us, dropping a note. Joseph Alvarado, Sports Money for Life. Bill the Kill says, I saw a huge Derrick Henry contract. Blake, not sure what else you mean. Kelly V likes DeGrom in Texas, -135. Sancho, Stars, Moneyline. Nuggets, Moneyline. Bill the Kill says, I misread play as planned. Never mind. Joe Doug, snowed in Louisville, and it's already 100. Holy shit. That's a comment for climate change. That's what we all got to do. We got to come on. I like that play. Let's talk climate change in our in our comments. Blake M says teams they played to start the year for Ravens. Redbeard. See you Thursday, Mikey. Week 1, your ass is grass. I like the Eagles schedule release video from the fan that did it. Just slapping everybody. Big O says, look at the Chiefs road games. Cupcakes. All tough games at home except Buffalo. Boy, you guys are fired up. I love it. It's big because we don't have a ton of a card tonight. So I wanted to, I like to spend the time with you guys. I like to see what you guys have going on. KV says under points for Westbrook and Michael Porter Jr. Lay extra juice for the higher total to go under. Russell sucks and the other dude's hurt. Shoulder is hurt for that other dude. Joe Dog. Ohtani first plate appearance home run. I would take 2+. How many times do you sit there and say, I should have played 2+? It was so obvious. That's how it feels to me. What is the Ohtani 2+? Let's take a look. Then we'll jump into this thing here. Just talking with you, just rapping with you guys about some plays, some thoughts that I have around this thing here. Ohtani 2+ RBIs is +310. There you go. I also like Freddie Freeman. I also like Shea Langoliers +160. I might same game parlay this. I like Brent Rooker. There's a 4-pack. Ohtani, Freeman, Rooker, Langoliers. And I heard you guys talking about Lawrence Butler. How could he not like him? Tyler Saunders. Man, there's a lot of them. If you guys think this game is going to go over, I might have to might just run down the list and check them all for RBIs. And let's hope that we see like a 29-15 type of game, right? Okay. Robert McCormick. Canes and Caps. No gift. No goal in the first 10 minutes, if you guys don't know what the gift is. I remember the first time I heard that this year. This year is the first time I heard that. I was like, really? What's a gift? Makes sense now. Kelly V says, Ohtani scores a run, stolen base, looks as well. Blake M likes the Nuggets. Kelly V says, note, keep eye when Aaron Judge hits a home run, Ohtani follows, vice versa. That's an interesting observation. I said, I think you could probably blindly look at this. 3 deer right outside the window. Just chilling in the park. This looks like a baby. Anyhow, I thought you could blindly play Schwarber, Ohtani, and Judge RBI 3-pack. Parlay them up probably every time they play. Schwarber, Ohtani, Judge, square. But hey, square pays the bills. Sometimes. Not hip to be square. That hip to be square thing it worked out to be a push. I'd go on like a 4-game win streak. Then I'd take like a 5-game losing streak. It was a fun experiment. The hardest part was tracking all that shit, writing it all down, keeping a record. Oh, man. Anyhow, game number 1 of the 2-pack in the NHL today. We're going to get both these games in us. I do think this is not a go home. They're already home, but I don't think it's a go home situation. Now, Carolina continuing to age like a fine bottle of wine in these playoffs out there. Frederick Anderson is looking great. I think he's become the number one goalie in the playoffs now. Logan Thompson on the other side of things. Okay. Okay, I guess is the best way I would say it. A team that doesn't score in Carolina is outscoring you in the Capitals 12-6 through 4 games. What's the problem? It's a problem for everybody. Three things are happening. One, there's not enough shots getting to the goal for Washington. Some of these games, they got like 12. You look in the third period, don't adjust your set. It says 14. That's accurate. They're just not finding the net because Carolina plays that dirty D, man. They just, not dirty in that sense. They just block shots. They have a defensive oriented game. And now the flip side of things here is this offensive explosion that they're finding. I kind of thought with the Rantanen transition, they probably gave up a little too much and didn't have enough left in the cupboard, but they did add some second and third line pieces that are putting them in the right position. Then when you look at it, man, talk about Frederik Andersen. Now he got that big contract extension. Dude's got a 1.41 goals against average, 93.5% save percentage. Unbelievable. Thompson, 4 goals in 2 straight games he's allowed out there. Can he rebound, bounce back at home? I think so. My gut tells me that they will. The trends don't say they will. The trends actually suggest this game is, both these games I think have an overtime prowess to them. I like the plus money price tag when it comes to this Capitals team. Here's the problem. When the Capitals are in the home dog role, after 2-game road spot, in the last 5 years, they're just 4-6. If they got a total of 5.5 with 2 days off and allowed 5 goals their last game, as much as that doesn't happen a ton, home teams, 5.5, 2 days off, 5 goals their last game, those teams are 6-5. There's not enough. Like the home dog with 2 days rest coming off and over, that's 7-4. But off a road loss as a dog, and you're on a 2-game losing streak, you're 3-7. So it's kind of just very difficult spot. I'll tell you this. The Sharp Perspective betting report did come through today. It has 2 spots on it. The first are the Carolina Hurricanes. They think that the Capitals go night-night. Get your binky, get your baba. You're going night-night. Sharp Perspective betting action also likes the under 5.5. And that's the way I'm going to play it. Low scoring game. 1-1 going into overtime? Maybe. Part of the problem that I said with the Capitals is they're not getting pucks on net. Frederik Andersen stopping everything. That's the second problem when they do get those pucks on net. And, you don't have enough second and third line guys. You're kind of lacking some depth out in the middle of the lineup to be able to go out there and make a function. And Carolina's doing that all over the ice. So I'll just take the under 5.5 to pop this game off. That's going to be the first play that I take on the card here tonight. I might play the Capitals too, but I'm on the Carolina under 5. You know what I was thinking about is taking the under 5.5 with the Capitals. Thinking the Capitals either win or lose, but this game stays under. And if I'm going to take the Capitals, let me beef it up too on top of that. But under 5.5, that's game number 1 in this NHL card for us. We'll roll on. We will roll up. We will smoke this game here. Dallas Stars, Winnipeg Jets. Of course, I just mentioned it again. Facing elimination, it's Ottinger and Hellebuck. Stars can close them out. If it's a Dallas-Carolina Stanley Cup final, I might not even watch it. That's probably not true. I shouldn't say that. That's probably not true. I don't know. I just don't like either of these teams. Those teams, I should say. I just hope that's not the case. Dallas, Edmonton, and then Dallas takes down Edmonton. I guess I could get on Team Dallas. How about that? Ottinger playing phenomenal again. I mean, what are you going to do? Can't get the puck past the guy. He's got a 96.9% save percentage off that last game. It was a 3-1 win. We were on the under. We got that cash. He's got a 2.55 goals against average in the postseason through 11 games. He's 7-4. The Heiskanen spot back in the lineup. We talked about that live on Tuesday. Big effort there. That's why you bring back a star defenseman. I mean, that's what a great time to add another, not just depth, but like the best defenseman on their team. And they've got this Rantanen fella. Jets on back-to-back road losses. President's Cup team. We talked about this before. Not since 2012. I had to look it up. 2012. When the Chicago Blackhawks beat my Philadelphia Flyers in the Stanley Cup final. And then were proceeded to be picked apart by the Los Angeles Kings for all of their pieces because Jeff Carter was, well, allegedly, these guys were very close with the wives of the other players. And so that's the last time a President's Cup team has won. Now the Jets are in that position here, trying to figure it out. Hellebuck, though, did have that shutout. Game 2 shutout. But 8 goals on 60 shots in the following 2 games. Did he peak a little too early? I don't know. I mean, he plays better at home than he does on the road. That's been his story. That's been his story the entire playoffs. The entire postseason, plays better at home than he does on the road. This is a tricky one. This is the one that I think goes to overtime. I'll say it's a lot of times, but I don't actually make them official. I think here's why. When the Winnipeg Jets are a home favorite versus divisional opponents, they're 13-1. So they're winning at a 93% rate. It's incredible. Divisional matchups at home, I mean, that's 13 of 14 times you've won. You're dominant. It's a fortress. No disrespect to the Vegas Golden Knights that fucked me last night. When you're on a Thursday in a divisional game, 3 goals for your previous game, allowed 1 or less. Happens a lot. Those teams are just 17-14. That's Dallas. But the spread, the puck line, the 1.5 is 25-6. That's 81% cover rate. 8 out of 10 times, it's a 1-goal game. 9.5 out of 10 times, it's the Winnipeg Jets that are winning. Why can't that go into overtime? Especially with their backs against the wall. Dangerous team. Hungry dogs run faster. You're going to take the puck line for Dallas at +1 or -180? That doesn't make a lot of sense. I like the Winnipeg Jets in this game. I will take the side. I will take the Jets. For a couple of reasons. And I'll give you, for the reasons that aforementioned, I should say. I also think Hellebuck will stand on his head as a goaltender and have a little bounce back situation. Those 2 road games were shaky. When you look at Hellebuck at home, he's 5-1 and facing elimination. He's going to step up. He's got a 2.0 goals against average, a 90.2% save percentage. I think they can at least force a game 6. They're probably done. And I'll probably take Dallas the next game when Dallas goes back home. But players I would look for in this game. There's a couple guys that I really... Kyle Connor leads the Jets with 10 points at home in the playoffs. He loves playing at home. He's getting 24 minutes a game. Kyle Connor. Going to get shots. He's a mainstay as part of that offense out there. They get the last change at home. So they're going to get better positions for their guys out there, better matchups, the ideal matchups that they want as they scheme them up. I like Kyle Connor to be productive in every fashion of the game here. Kyle Connor numbers, let me see. Let me take a peek. Why did I go there? Why didn't I go here? Why didn't I go up over here? And I don't really like enough of anything in the Winnipeg. I'm just going to be happy for no scoring in that Jets game or that Carolina game. That's how I'm going to look at that one. I mean, sure. I finally jump in on the Rantanen plus spot, the plus points, 3 plus points there, and he doesn't do shit. Kyle Connor. Oh, surprise. The most favored person to score a goal in the post in this game. Plus 150 is the best number you can catch him at. Anytime goal scorer. How about points? Over 1.5 points is plus 180, 185 for Kyle Connor. And then how about shots? 2.5 is minus 177. I mean, they know this guy's going to go out there and nuke him. I would take him to score a goal. What the fuck? Why not? Problem with 2+ points is if it's a 2-1 game, is he going to be involved in both of them? Probably. He's going to, if their back's against the wall and they need this guy to go out there and do it, 2+ goals is $1,000 for that guy, plus 1,000 for Kyle Connor. Since we have a lighter board, we had plenty of time to talk about some of those extra spots, but I'm on the Jets. Give me the Jets. Norman Ross, Connor over shots. Kelly V says Connor minus 235. She agrees. Loves the parlay piece. Series 11 of 13 Jets, Dallas winner by puck line. Yeah, but you can't do much with the puck line. One guy slide says sports money smoke. Big Scott 510. Canes and under 6. I like that parlaying it up to the 6. I like that you guys are doing that. Kelly V. I don't think Winnipeg gets past this series. I think we see Dallas and Edmonton. For the sake of my pride, I hope that Dallas wins. And probably, regretfully, I'm not ready to put the... Look, Florida's been beating up this Toronto team. I'm not ready to put the fork in them just yet. I think Austin Matthews has a big game this next game. This guy has been literally the poster boy for why this team is stinking right now in Toronto. And we'll talk about that game here soon enough. But I think it's probably going to end up being Carolina and Florida. You know what's funny is after it was like the first game of the first series. Wasn't it the first or the second? Carolina shifted to the front runner to win the Stanley Cup. It was weird. It was like such a weird shift to see how it all came about. With like 1 or 2 games of playoff data underway, it was just ridiculous. Sub Aston Villa minus 1.5 tomorrow versus Toddy. Hot Toddy. Stop Geo says Public's got to be on the under in the Stars Jets. Pimp slap sports money. I can take a look. Surprisingly, no. 71% of the bets and 73% of the cash are on the over 5.5. And it's minus 106. So it's a pick 'em on both sides with all that cash coming in on the over. That's interesting. I bet you could parlay both these games at 6.5 and take the unders. What do you think that looks like? Under 6.5 there. Look at this under 6.5 over here. Hey, if we had 50 games to work with here, we'd have a little bit more pace going on, but I'm just trying to find some good ways to get back. That's a plus 142 on DraftKings. That's not terrible. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Plus 142. Gorky likes the Astros. Let's talk some baseball. Kelly V likes the Jets tonight too. Connor, there you go. 2 points. I like that we're all talking Connor. Might do a same game parlay with Dallas tonight. Toronto's a plus 200, by the way, for tomorrow. I'm going to have to take Toronto. What the fuck? Shut the nasty Nate. Celtics smashed. Not in the first half, they didn't. They did get that third quarter, though. They did get that. I was 50-50. Do I take the minus 3.5 or the 4.5? I fell for the trap. I thought, why is the game 4.5, but the first half's 3.5? Usually it should be like 2.5. No, they got me. I made up for it. Love this spot tonight. We do have some. This is a great pitching matchup. No doubt about this one. Houston, Texas, the battle of the Lone Star State. Where's my thing? Here it is. Let's take a look at some splits. 2 games in Major League Baseball. I saw that, double-edged sword. Not a lot of games to cap. But there's not a lot of games to cap. Follow, picking up what I'm putting down. This line opened at minus 126 for the Texas Rangers. It has moved slightly to minus 130. Now you have 50-50 as far as the bets. You have 59% of the cash. So if you guys are new here, thank you guys for checking us out. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. But we look at the splits and we try to, this is where a lot of people mess this up. You need the very first number on the street. The very first. Not what your book opened it up at or your local. The very first. You need the first. And even if it's got limits, it doesn't matter. In fact, you want the limits because what happens is the other books are watching those guys that are tip of the spear so that they can see what's happening in the market and then they adjust. So it's that theory of a copy isn't as crisp. If you're not making decisions with the best information, you're probably going to lead to a bad decision. So you want the very first number. Then we look at percentage of bets. That's all the tickets being written, right? That's parlays, props. That's $2 bettors, $5 bettors. The guy that's got a parlay sheet as long as my arm, like me, when I go to a casino and I put 20 games on a fucking parlay sheet that's longer than my arm. Yeah, that's the bets. That's the percentage of bets. Typically, we associate that with kind of the public side of things. Just everything that's being written. The percentage of money kind of tells a bigger story. So we start to look at the percentage of money and tend to associate that with more of the sharper betting. And I've heard some really seasoned people in the business that just can't figure this out. And so because they can't figure it out, it scares them and they just don't want to get involved with it. And it's like, man, it's not the end all be all, but it's certainly a good weather vane. If you knew it was about to rain, would you want to go outside and start sunbathing? Hell no. You get a fucking jacket on and you get your umbrella out. That's what you do. And that's what this is kind of the situation. So in this case, we see that it's 50-50 with the bets. 59% of the cash is coming in on the Astros. And so it creates a little differential. It's a 9-point differential, bigger money, maybe sharper money, coming in on the Astros. Now, it hasn't really moved. So 4 cents on the Texas Rangers side of things. I guess you could expect that, right? 7 cents on the Houston side of things, 4 cents on the Rangers side of things here, to a plus 115 for the Astros. The 7.5 has come down to 7s with 94% of the bets and 91% of the cash on the over. Everybody likes the over in this game. I think that's a mistake. You got 2 phenomenal pitchers out there. I think the best pitcher in the game is Hunter Brown. I'm not a K-prop guy. I just play one on TV. I did cash a K-prop earlier today. Despite fading Toronto, I got Gausman's over 5.5 Ks. He got me 6. Once he got 6, I stopped looking. But I've been paying attention to these pitchers. I've been spending time with my guy Sharpie, and I think Hunter Brown's the guy. He's got a 1.48 ERA. It's phenomenal. Then he got DeGrom, and DeGrom has found himself playing ball that's really, really incredible to start the season out. He's got that 2.72 ERA. It gets even better at home. It's 1.88 at home. He did have a little trouble his last game. He went 5 innings. He's averaging into the 6th, but he went 5 innings his last game. He got hit 5 times, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 home runs on top of that. Did strike out 10 dudes, but gave up some hits, pitching to contact in that spot. It was the Tigers, and they won. So I was looking at this one and I started thinking, well, I want the Astros. I want the plus money with the Astros. But I thought the better story here was looking at AL Cy Young guys. I mean, these guys are literally out there smoking everybody. Brown, the thing that the Texans, the thing that favors the Astros, I should say, let me make sure I say this correctly. The Rangers are bottom offense at home, 2.90 OBA. That's 27th in baseball. That's not just my opinion. That's a fact. They stink at home. And you're playing against one of the best pitchers, who I think is the best pitcher in the game. On the other side, you got Jake DeGrom. The Rangers got him at the right price at the right time. 2.72 ERA, a 1.02 whip. And I mentioned his ERA is even better at home. So I had to look to the under in this game. Sevens, and they're starting to get pricey. The Astros find themselves 7-0 to the under after a walk-off win, and they had less than 8 runners left on base. Walk-off win, less than 8 runners, 7-0. The Rangers are 13-0 to the under when they got walked at least 6 times the previous game. Meaning, they're not swinging at a lot of pitches. They're not going to score if you're not swinging at a lot of pitches. They're going under by 2 runs a game in that spot. And the kick for me is Brown. Brown's 10-0 to the under. When he starts within the first 2 games of a series, and he comes off a kicking the shit out of everybody. More than 6 strikeouts and more than a 2.5 K to walk ratio. Defined as kicking the shit out of everybody. So I'm on the under. I'm on the under 7. I just talked myself into adding the Astros as well. As I was working with you guys on this card, I just talked myself into it. Hang on a minute while I place this bet. Okay. Just like that. I talked myself into it. But I like the under a lot in this game. You know, I think you could probably look at this Houston and the under 8 if you're maybe a little more risk averse. You know, what would that pay out? Given some options. Jeez, it's down to 6.5 now? Fucking moving? There you go. Houston in the under 8s plus 202. We'll add that one to the card too. We'll triple dip this game. Okay. You guys saw it there live. Well, this one's not true anymore. We got 3 pot. We got a 3 spot. We got Houston under 7. We got Houston plus 114. And then Houston in the under 8 at plus 202. There's a 3-pack of plays here. Let me update these. There you go. There you go. That's looking like a scroll bar right there. All right, last game on the Major League Baseball schedule. Then we got one NBA game to talk about, and we'll get everybody up and out of here. Bo on the show style. Jover talked about the over. I think it's a great look. 85% of the bets, 84% of the cash on the over in this game. 91% of the bets, 92% of the cash have come in on Los Doyers. It's gone from minus 198 to minus 205. Sour. They're sweet, and then they're sour. I think that's how you say it. And Osvaldo Beto. Great matchup for runs. Why not? These fucking guys, both of them, stink. Thing is, Matt Sauer's going to be an opener in this game. I don't think they're going to just put him out there for 1 inning. I was reading he's looking to get at least 3. Thing I like about this Oakland team, as much as they have shit pitching, is their bats are good. There's a lot of guys that hit. There's a lot of contact being made over there. Problem is, as I mentioned, the pitching. Beto in May has a 6.1 ERA. He's allowed 3 home runs in his last 10 innings pitched. So 1 for 3. 1 for 3. Probably Ohtani on Ohtani bobblehead night. 2+ home runs. They're just smacking him. The opponents are just destroying this dude. And the rest of the staff's not much better. Their bullpen's tough as well. And we know the offense. Fucking Freddie Freight Train Freeman, 3.62 batting average. Big Willie style, Willie Smith at 330. Ohtani, fucking monster. It's going to be a tough spot. And I do think they have bullpen pieces. I don't think they used all their bullpen appropriately there for the previous games out there. Now, we did catch the Angels earlier this week. We did catch them at the right time. I'm going back to them. Full disclosure, if it was a smaller slate, I'd probably stay away from this game. Oakland's 13-0, and they're on the road after allowing more than 7 runs. Oakland, road games, 7 or more runs, 13-0. And you got a bullpen situation. You got a starter, not a, a shitbag in Sauer. Good enough for me. I'll take a swing with the plus 190. I told you guys a whole bunch of plays. We already talked about the spots that I like kind of up and down the lineup there. Excuse me. And yeah, it's not going to look pretty. Is it ever going to look pretty when you're fading the Dodgers? I mean, we did it the other day with such grandeur that we caught that A's plus 190. We caught was it Whites? What was the one yesterday? The one Marlins yesterday, 190. We're going to go back to the A's and see if 190 is their sweet spot here. Coin in the house says under 3.5 Ks. LA Dodgers money line. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You heard. What else we got? What else you guys got going on out there? Texas also down 2 pen arms due to injuries. Yeah, I think Houston's a good look in that spot. Yeah, he's earning it now. He's starting to earn it now. Shout out to Gerald Jones. He likes the Carolina Hurricanes. Puck line. All right. Last game on the docket. Chris Camatini says smash spot. Smash spot. Basketball. The lone basketball game. The island game, as some would say. A closeout opportunity for the OKC Thunder. 64% of the bets, 59% of the cash have taken part of this Denver Nuggets team. 219 has moved to 216.5. 95% of the bets, 97% of the cash have hit this over. Public's moving in on the over. I know that the sharp respected betting report came through last night. Did say the under was taking sharp action. Lots of money coming in on the over. It dropped 2.5 to 3 points to the under. I think this game is going to be a problem for. I think baby goes night-night. We talked last game. I said this specifically that Joker was going to have a game, and he did. Because he hadn't had a game for shit before that. Remember we talked about it. I said they shut him down like the first 3 games of the series. You're not going to hold the big man down forever. The problem is you got no depth. You're depleted. You're injured. MPJ, you guys talked about it with his shoulder injuries out there. Difficult situation. Now, the Thunder aren't covering spreads for shit. That is a problem. They're 1-4 in their last 5. Some questionable ones out there that they missed by, sure, but they're just not getting there. They're not getting the cover. When the total's between 210 and 215 and Oklahoma City are a road favorite, they're 12-3 against the spread. They're 14-1 straight up. They're covering machines. 27-1 overall on the road. Oh, the money line. Ridiculous. Jamal Murray, if he takes at least 25 shots the previous game, the Denver Nuggets find themselves 0-6-1. That one makes me laugh because basically what's saying is you gassed out your guy. We already talked about Joker. We already talked about MPJ being busted up. And he gassed out the only other guy you got. He took 27 shots his last game. Now, of course, you can talk. I mean, to me, there's no way not take. I'm all over OKC in this game. This is baby goes night-night. You're beating them in every facet imaginable. Even down to the amount of games they've played in recent form. Denver's been playing every other night. That's the story of the playoffs. every other night since the playoffs started. 9 games in 17 days for the Denver Nuggets on a depleted team, gasping for air with backs against the wall. Let's not forget the coaching transition in the middle of March. You got an inexperienced coach out there, or was it April? I'm sorry. You got an inexperienced coach out there against an experienced NBA guy. And road favorites in game 6, up 3-2 in a series, are 18-4 straight up and 18-4 against the spread. For all those reasons, it's OKC puts baby to bed. I think that's the way that we get paid. That's the way that we get her done tonight, you guys. Coaches are washed, but I mean, this guy was recycling the jockstraps after the games before they fired the coach. So there's a little bit of an advantage, I think, on the scheme and the player personnel selection on the OKC side of things. Murray has an illness now, too. I mean, Jesus, really? I'll take him. And I'll tell you what, I said this before. Try it small. Try something small. Let me see what the first quarter looks like here. I like the overs. I know this number's come way down, and the sharp respected action was popping this over, or the unders. But it's come down a lot. And at some point, it's come down too much. 53.5 is a steep number. I'm going to sprinkle that first quarter over, too. Why not? Let's give her a try. Let's check it out. Shout out to all you guys. Chris Comentini says runs here. Jay Main says Hartenstein under 9.5 rebounds. Let's go. Gorky was on the Knicks last night. Now on the Nuggets. Scumbag play of the day. It's in. Thunder and the Stros. Plus 235. All right, a little cross sport action from our guy Skunt Blaster. Okay. We'll see. We'll see how it works out there. We were killing quarters last night, dude. That was fun. That was a fun. I had a great night last night, minus that Vegas fucking crush spot. But it was fun. That's the way we're going to put this thing to bed, you guys. I appreciate everybody checking us out. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button if you like the content today. And, of course, comments. Leave a comment out there. Tell me if you're tailing a play. I think we talked about climate change. Now, you got to be respectful here. Let's not be jerks. And I don't think you guys would be, but respectful in the comments about climate change. Maybe that's the key word that we have to trigger. But listen, I'd love to hear what you guys are on. If you're fading, if you're tailing, if there's a play that we didn't talk about that you like out there, all that fun stuff. There's videos for you guys to check out with the UFC. The rugby action will be out there this evening as well. I forgot what time. I think it's scheduled to go out at 8. And the UFC playbook. I'll get that out to you guys here later tonight as well. Going to make a couple of more updates, and we should have some action on every fight for you guys to start considering for the big Saturday UFC card. It starts early. They start punching each other in the face at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's 1 p.m. Vegas time. So it's an earlier card. But it's the last card before the holiday. So thank you guys for checking us out on behalf of the Sports Money Network. Enjoy your evenings. Have a great night. Get that cash.